All right, Sports Inquirer here with Coach Huff from Marshall Football. Coach, off-season's towards its end now. You're getting ready for the regular season. How's the mood? How's the team getting ready for this year?
Yeah, I think we're in a good spot. Obviously, no one has missed a tackle or dropped the ball, or we haven't lost a game or won a game. But I think culture-wise, we're in a really good spot. We've checked all the boxes in phase 1, 2, and 3 from winter conditioning to spring to summer that we've needed to check. Now we've got to go execute, and I think we're in a good spot to do that.
How important was it to get the winning streak going? I think we 5 wins, and including the bowl win, to end last season. How has that carried over into this year?
Yeah, I think obviously the wins don't carry over, but the confidence and the understanding of everyone says trust the process, but if you actually do trust the process, that it'll work for you. And I think what happened was it allowed our team holistically to buy into what we've been preaching and what we've been getting them to try to get them to do, which I think carried over into the offseason. So.
Yeah, and how big was the exposure? Notre Dame, what everyone talks about, but just being competitive all year, getting to 9 victory. Just what was that? How has that helped just with the tension of the program and just the confidence of the team overall?
Yeah, I think this conference is, obviously phenomenally competitive. And for us to have some success shows us that we can compete in this conference. But it also shows we got a lot of work to do because obviously the goal is to win every game. But in order to do that, you got to win every day. And you got to be able to make really good choices and decisions, and you got to be able to improve. And all the things that we need to be able to do, we have the tools and the resources to do it. Now we got to get the guys to do it.
Cam becoming starting at the end of the year, I think 5-1 record towards the end of the year. Now he has a full off season with the team as the incumbent. How big is that for you guys to have that confidence in him and just the teammates overall?
Yeah, I always talk about it. You got 2 options. You have a quarterback on the team and you have a quarterback of the team. And Cam has transitioned from just being the quarterback on the team to being the quarterback of the team. And that's not something a coach can give or a coach can kind of, say, hey, you've made it. It's player respect. It's the players see you as the quarterback. The players see your work. The players see your habits. He's still got to improve. And all the other quarterbacks in the room should be nipping at his heels. But what it does is it gives some type of confidence. It gives some type of leadership at that position, which we need.
We'd like to see more passing. I mean, the team was on the bottom end on the passing side. I know running the ball obviously is a big priority for you. But do you want to see a little bit more balance there to spread things out?
Yeah, I think we've got to do what we got to do to win. There were some games last year where we were able to run the ball efficiently and play good defense. I think when you start getting into, well, we have to be, X amount of throws, X amount of runs, I don't think you're playing good team football. Our philosophy has always been do what we need to do to win and get the ball to our really good players. Last year, those players were in the backfield. I do think our wide receiver room will be a little bit more explosive this year, which will give us an opportunity to spread the ball. But ultimately, we got to do what we need to do to win. Obviously, you want to be balanced to keep teams off of your tendencies, but if we win, I'm good either way.
Yeah, best defense in the conference, especially on the defending the run. So your line of scrimmage play is very strong. What goes into that? Unit, just being strong both sides of the ball in the line.
Yeah, I think it starts in recruiting. You got to recruit good front 7 players in this league. This is a front 7 league. It kind of mirrors the SEC. So you got to recruit good front 7 players. And if you do that, you're probably going to have good stopping the run on defense and being able to run the ball on offense. Then what you got to be able to do is you got to establish some type of identity, who you're going to be defensively, how you play, how hard you play. And then you got to put the players in the right spot. Once you recruit them, you got to develop and put them in the right spots, and I think we've done a good job.
2 more things. Other programs have been hesitant to use the transfer portal. I don't want to say you've embraced it, but you've been very active in that. I think you mentioned potentially up to 40 new players through the portal.
Yeah.
How do you handle that? How's that? Because that is a lot of adjustment, a lot of new bodies from one off season. How do you get them acclimated?
Yeah, ultimately I think your culture's got to be really strong because, with 40 new players, 25 portal guys, 5 junior college guys, these guys are coming in from other programs where they've had other cultures or other standards. So your culture on your team has to be really strong because they've got to get those guys to buy into what we do. I believe in recruiting good players. You either adapt or you die in college football. There's going to be years where we take 40, new players. There's going to be a year we take 25 portal guys. There's going to be years we take 5. And I think ultimately you got to be able to find a way to manage your roster by year now, because of where the new transfer portal is. I don't know if you can do it the old school way where you got a kid for 4 years and he's going to be here. I don't know that. We plan to manage the roster by year with some awareness of the long-term goal. But if the transfer portal is available, we're going to use it. If it's a good high school player, we're going to try to get him.
Yeah. And lastly, what will the team have to do well this year to reach that ultimate goal, finishing top, competing for that the Eastern Division and beyond?
Yeah, we've got to be a lot more consistent. The biggest thing is we've had flashes and we've had relevance and we've played games where we've been lights out. But there's also been laws of time where we have been extremely inconsistent. And when you play in a league like this, you can't have those moments of inconsistency. You're not going to be at your best every play every day, but we can't have games where we come out and we just don't do things well or do things consistently. That starts with our preparation, that carries over into our, how we play in the game, and then obviously you got to catch and tackle and run and do those things. I think the next step for us is being a lot more consistent, the duration of the season, not the highs and lows.